This is the fifth time I am starting this because every time I start to demonstrate how to do diaphragmatic breathing, it turns off. So I am not going to demonstrate it because I do not want the video to turn off. I don't know how to continue it. I can do one video and that's it for right now. That's about the level of my tech savvy. So my name is thank you for tuning in. This is Moving Forward with Audrey Now. We are a healing podcast. The guides have asked me to refrain from discussing anything politically. So if you would like to have some enlightened political videos, please go watch Marianne at Revealing Light, Tarot, Astrology, and Spirituality. She's amazing. And whenever she asks the question, I tune in also and see what I get. And we're usually synchronous, now and then a little different, but generally synchronous. And another person who's very interesting to watch is Susan Lynn, Spirit Navigator. But I will tune in on this, but not in this podcast. That's a no. This is a healing podcast. I will say to you, if you're not liking what's going on in your area, whatever that might be, make sure you do the practices you learn here to get yourself centered, get yourself energized, so you can take appropriate steps in the most loving way possible, which is also a lot of passion. It isn't, yeah, that's no, that's not it. And peace is very alive. Peace is one of the most alive vibrations, feelings, emotions, actions that you or I or any of us can live. So, today we're going to speak on how to live a vibrant, healthy life of some duration. I'll give you suggestions. It's up to you to use them or any other ones that you prefer. We'll do a simple breathing attunement. I was going to do a more complicated one, the vagal nerve breathing. There's several. But make sure when you're breathing, you're doing diaphragmatic breathing. I am not going to demonstrate because I closed off the video 5 times. I am not going to do that again. Let me see if it shows through the breast. Diaphragmatic breathing, you breathe into your diaphragm. That's this. Mine is soft. I'm sorry. I wish it were still firm, but it's still a little soft. You breathe into the diaphragm. Your shoulders don't go up and down. If your shoulders, when you breathe, are going up and down, you are not doing diaphragmatic breathing. You are doing shallow breathing, and the air, the oxygen, does not get into your lungs in the same way. So you literally focus, put your hand on your diaphragm, which I am not now going to demonstrate, and breathe in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And that is how you do it. Now, we're going to be doing, I love this one. The guides gave me this one some while ago. We're going to be breathing white light into the linings of our cells. We'll do that a few times. And then we're going to be breathing golden light into the nucleus of our cells, all of our cells. You do not have to look at every single cell, which I don't know how you would do anyway. You intend it. You focus and allow it, and so you can actually breathe without measuring every little thing. That's not what this is about when I'm demonstrating this for you. And when you go to the nucleus, you ask for the nucleus, the core of whatever the cell may be. Now, understand, to the best of my knowledge, all these cells and linings and all this are really sparkles of energy. We used to think, at least the physicists, and I'm a metaphysician, that these were actual things. Now the latest, insofar as I know, is that they're vibrating energy frequencies. I can relate to that because when I do healings and I move into the energy, it's sparkly. And I kind of dance with it. Well, I move into it. It's like a dance for me. So I'm going to close my eyes. and guide you, and I'm going to do it myself. So, take in a nice deep breath. First, breathe into your heart. Put your hands on your heart to focus being there. The exhale is longer than the inhale. Now, keep breathing and breathe white light into the linings of your cells. Simply allow that white light to appear. You are made of light. You can ask Source, all in all, your higher self, that white light be in the linings of your cells. You have it. You don't have to hunt it up. I'm doing it now also, so I'm not going to speak for a few moments. And when you slow your breathing down, you automatically stimulate the vagal nerve, which starts in the medulla oblongata. Your brainstem goes down through your neck, into your heart, down to your abdomen, and it branches into various areas, liver, and various other areas, and then come up. And you want the vagal nerve to be calm and activated. Now breathe golden light. You have the ability to do this into the nucleus of all your cells. Choose it, do it. And while you're doing this, allow yourself to know you're cleaning out your brain and every other cell. And if you want to, and you like to play a little bit, you could imagine a little energetic vacuum cleaner or something sopping up anything that doesn't need to be there. Your limiting belief systems, your fears, your angers, your rage, all of that. You can imagine, feel, allow. You're not really imagining, you're directing it. You can allow that to be cleaned up. You might notice what they are so we can do some work on them. Okay? And let it go. We'll do the protective prayer. Anything we may do, anybody we may, as we do this process and any other and all other processes you can learn through me or anyone else, anyone you may mention in any way, shape, or form, including yourself, is protected in light and love and whatever else may be higher. Any breathing, anything you let go of, any of that, no matter what it looks like, sounds like, or feels like, is to be taken into the universe as light and love. any feelings that you may express or release or understand as it's released and as you experience is also transmuting into light and love or whatever else may be higher. I do this with my, you do it too, with my, for my highest good. Anyone who chooses to participate with this may do so. We do this for my highest good, your highest good if you choose it, and the highest good of all concerned with free will and free choice for all concerned. So our affirmation for today is, oh yes, my cells are clean and clear. My cells are clean and clear. I am clean and clear. I am clean and clear. My telomeres are growing to the appropriate length for health and wellness. I have amazing, wonderful telomeres. Telomeres, those things that they look like the end of, God, do we have these anymore? The end of a shoelace. When we used to have shoelaces, that little plasticky thing sort of thing. It's at the end of, I believe it's at the end of genes or chromosomes. And they are longer and more healthy looking when we are younger. And generally, for many people, I'm not saying all, when people get older, they get frayed, they get this, and tension and aggravation and upset and anger and all that stuff shrinks them down. And when they're shriveled down and like that, people can get old and pass to the next level. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing to pass to the next level. I don't happen to like it when family members and people I love do it. But when you pass to the next level, it's the next level. My small experience of almost being there was all light and beauty. So it is not something to be afraid of. Will you go through a life review? I think so. Will there be lessons? So it's not like some people think, oh, I won't have nothing. No, that's not how it is. Nor do you go to some torture chamber. That's not how it is either. That is not it. If that's your belief system, you may want to take a look at it and wonder why you would think the source of all, this energetic frequency of love and creation, would choose to harm us. We are pieces of it. Piecepeaces. We are all one. We just look like this form now because we're used to looking with third dimensional eyes. So my cells are clean and clear. I am clean and clear. And if any thoughts pop up that goes, what about this? What about that? What about that? What about that? Write that down. Those are the things for you to work on that require more cleansing and clarity. Those could be your limiting belief systems. Those can be the anger, the hurt, the rage, the resentment that you are holding both from this life and what I call other frequencies. I know Bashar says we only live the once. I'm not so sure of that. I am definitely a fan of Edgar Cayce's, and yes, I have done past life regressions and stuff has shown up. So I'm not going to say yes, no. I'm going to say I have an openness about what the truth may be about that. And is truth only one thing? No. No, it can be many things. So I'm not going to get stuck on it just like this because my life isn't. So if that is confusing, that's how we're living right now, folks. So take what works for you and helps you evolve and grow and use that. Use that. If you don't know who Edgar Cayce is, Edgar, last name Cayce, he died in the 1940s. I did not get to meet him. I was born in the 1940s. He was called the Sleeping Prophet. I learned about him years ago. I think he's a phenomenon. There are many books written about him. He started the Association for Research, ARE, Association for Research and Enlightenment, and I believe it's Virginia Beach. When you choose to, you may visit. I see what's going on, and we have internet, so see what might be on. There are lots of books. There are seminars. The man was amazing, and I'm not going to go into his life now. That's a whole other thing. But do I recommend him? A lot, very much so, very much so. And so, do the breathing attunements. Allow the affirmation, which is a statement of power and intention, stated in the present with the I, me, my words. It's your affirmation. I do it for me. You do it for you. And allow it to happen. And you do it from your heart. Feel it. It isn't just blah, 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 blah. That's no. You have to feel it. If you don't feel this stuff, doesn't work in the same way. We are not AI, although I wonder about some people. That's a joke. Yeah. But we are not AI. We are what Greg Braden calls complicated soft technology. Thoughts, feelings, flesh. And we are precious. We are precious. There are beings from wherever that would like to have what we have. So if you're giving it up like that, explore who and what you are. I mean, how much of your abilities have you been using? I, who have attempted to use much, okay, and keep going, no matter what. I mean, rest, pause, yes. And Bashar's formula, do that. I've discussed it in previous podcasts, so look for that. So let us discuss today. I'm going to put on my glasses since I had cataract surgery. I need these, and that was a couple of years ago. So, life, the length and wellness. If you have a long length of life, but you're not feeling well, I don't think most people are comfortable with that. I happen to like being well. When I was younger in my teens, I was heavier. I had food addictions then, and we didn't even know about that then. I was in my teens in the 1950s, and there was not any kind of talk or writing that I had found. And again, I was in my teens about sugar and sugar addiction. Since then, Sugar Blues has been written, but it was not written when I was a teenager. And I had an inadvertent addiction, which one of my friends, the wonderful Paulette Peliquin, had told me years later when she tuned in. And it's hard to get off that, by the way. I still like sweets, understand that, but I don't have to stuff, and not be able to stop, and then get mad at myself and all of that. Not a good thing. So let's see, what did I write? Notes. Okay, so to really have length to your life with wellness, whether you are familiar with epigenetics or genetic karmic patterning, which my guides told me about years back, which means when you're born, in addition to being this cute little baby, you also have within you possible energetic patterns, frequencies of ways of thinking, being, things you might like or dislike, things you might be attuned to or not, through your progenitors, your forebears, both the physical ones and the non-physical ones. So it can be from any. So start becoming aware of that. Look at patterns in your family. If you're somebody who doesn't like them, okay, they're not healthy, people are taking drugs or something like that, it's that kind of thing. Oh, and you're starting to do that, or you know others, ask yourself, why are people doing that? Don't get into, sorry, my nose itches, the blame shame game. Oh, it's in my DNA. No, you can help change that. You have power over that. You have dominion. You have agency beyond that. If there's more words, I don't yet know them, but I will. And you do not have to go through that. Um, like if there's alcoholism in the family, that's also sugar. If there's diabetes, that is sugar. If there's obesity, that may be sugar. White flour becomes sugar. Most of that stuff all becomes glucose, and that is sugar. And is that addictive? Yes. I never read the whole book. I read a little bit of it. Sugar Blues from, forgot his name, somebody Duffy, I believe. You might, and these are old books, not ancient, but they're not brand new books. So when I was a teenager, these didn't exist. So we didn't know what was wrong with me. I thought I was messed up beyond belief. And I did have a lot of things to straighten out. All of us that I know of have come from families that have some kind of issues. So did mine, which right now is not horrible, but not just stuff that I chose to do my best to heal within myself. Some of it is an ongoing journey. So look at what you eat. What kind of food are you eating? Are you eating what I call, I'm sorry, but I do, junk food? Are you eating denatured food? That's the fancy term. Or over processed food? Denatured. Are you eating a lot of stuff made with white flour and white sugar? It's not going to do you any benefit. It won't. It will do you harm. It kills the B vitamins in your body. You could get depressed. You could feel lethargic. Okay, like that. I love chocolate. And I'm in Costa Rica where we grow it. Okay? And so I have it in the kitchen. I get the pods. Okay? And I'm not going to run out and get one now. I've shown them on a previous show. Uh, and I make stuff with it. I also deal with one of the ladies at the feria. She's indigenous, Mariala. It's not quite that it's an unusual end to the Marius, something like that. She's lovely. And she makes these chocolate bars, not chocolate bars at the store. It's literally just the cacao that they, and I'm mostly raw vegan, that they cook up or whatever they do. And I use that with the actual cacao because the cacao straight out of the shell, it doesn't have that full rich chocolatey taste, which I adore. And when I make stuff, like I make a thing called mustard, um, I sweeten it with dates when I have dates. And the dates that I love, they're not here in Costa Rica, they're in the United States. The dates here I'm not so fond of, so I will use plantain. There's other stuff to give it body and sweetness and delicious. Can you overindulge? A person can overindulge on anything, probably even lettuce. Um, but it's one I don't want to overindulge. If I think I'm eating a little too much, I pull back. And that's it, because when your body is healthy, it'll balance itself. So you can have some cup, okay, like a cup that you might have, I didn't bring one either in the kitchen, um, a beverage in. And all right, here's the recipe for mustard. My favorite. I love, love, love cashews. So it's a cup of cashews or a little more, heaping cup. Soak it in water because there's something in the cashews and all raw nuts that makes it hard to digest. And I use raw organic. Does it cost more than regular? Yes, it does. Is being healthy worth it? It is to me. If it isn't to you, then it's not. One of the least expensive of the nuts and seeds is sunflower seeds. So I also use that also, and you need a little bit more. And then depending, a little less than 3 cups of water. Get the best water you can get, whatever that might be. I don't like plastic bottles, so I don't use that. I am an Enagic Kangen water distributor, but my machine went blip because of some of the electricity going off and on here in Costa Rica. So I have not been able to drink that in a number of months. Not a fan of that. And so it's the cacao, let's see, cup or more of nuts, a little less than 3 cups of water if you like it thick, and I do. If you've got the dates that I like, medjool dates, you use 6 or 7 of them, not too many. You don't need it too sweet. And let's see, if you don't have those dates, the other dates I'm not going to recommend. Do what you want. I don't like them. I'll use them, but meh. Uh, or else I use plantain. Let them ripen, because if they're not ripe, they are not sweet, and you can fry them or something and make other stuff with them, but like patricones. But to eat it raw, which is what I mostly do, they need to be ripe. And depending on the size, one. If you like it sweeter, two. Again, they can be this big, they can be this big, and so it depends. And then I like a little bit of organic almond extract, and put it in your Vitamix. If you don't have one, I don't know what to tell you. I have a Vitamix, and blend it all up. I put some in a bigger bowl and then some in a couple of smaller cups. I pour half of that in and then slice some strawberries or bananas or whatever fruit I have, a little bit of pumpkin seeds or sunflower seeds, and a little more of the nustic into the refrigerator, and later on, what a treat. Now, that is the simple bear recipe. Could I make it fancier? Uh huh. Yes. But that, if you want to make it, go ahead. Nustard, like custard, but an N for nuts. So you can eat that, but not like a ton of it. You have to do this in moderation. And so make sure of the food you're eating. Look at yourself and see what kind of isms you may have: racism, sexism. If you don't like a group of people because you were taught not to like that group of people, that is not something that's going to help you be healthy and well. It's not. Those are limiting belief systems that can create anger, rage, pain, all this kind of junk inside of you. And then you emanate that. That is not the best way to live well. Let's see what else. I have notes here. Read my writing. Oh, raw food, some kind of exercise. Make sure you're doing something. Walk, jump on a rebounder. When I was in the States, I was at the gym 3 times a week. I miss that. They have gyms here. I'm looking to be very wise with my usage of money, so I got it free in the United States. It is not free here. So right now I am not in the gyms, and I definitely miss it, and it definitely shows in my body. Do yoga, do something. And you can do yoga free with some of the great teachers online. I happen to like, it's a crazy name. Well, what's her name? It just skipped my mind. I'm sorry about that. But it'll come right back, of the yoga, not dangerous yoga. It's from her husband's last name. She passed away, I'm sorry to say. And do some of this practice every day. Do breathing attunements. Have gratitude. Be glad you're alive. What do you love in your life? Feel it, say it, express it. Have some kind of creative outlet. I've discovered I'm an artist and I have art shows. Oh, art. So these are the frequency stones. Each side is different. Wait, I'm going to get another one. This one. Oh my gosh. Look! These are little ones. And yes, you could have them. Let me know which ones you want. I have pictures on my website. Audrye Now, AudryeNow.com. And I have plenty of them that are not on the website. So if you're interested, let me know what colors about what size, and then we'll talk about price. I can do nothing that I know of about the airfare, but it isn't so horrible. It isn't. These are works of art that up-level your frequency, that change the patterns in your brain. When you look at beauty, when you are surrounded by beauty, when you're surrounded with beauty, you evolve in a different way than if you're surrounded with ugliness. The way I have these shelves are not so pretty. I know that. So I'm not normally looking at them. They're that way, but you're seeing it on the screen. Let me see. Could I do this? Now you don't see them. Okay, nor do I, because they're behind me. So allow yourself to create and be with beauty every day, every day. So what else you can do is, what's your vision for the future? What's the vision for your future? What is it you've always wanted to be or do, whatever that may be? What is it? And what are you doing to live it and create it? Don't wait for someday when it's all perfect and the timing is right and everything's along. It may or may not happen in that way. And we're living at a time of such amazing change. You don't have to jump into the maelstrom of it, the chaos. Don't jump into the chaos, but create the change you would like to see and have. Even if it's bit by bit by bit by bit by bit. At a certain point, all those bits by bits by bits by bits becomes a thing, and you can grow and evolve. I did not know I was going to write 4 books, but now I have 4 books. Wait, where's one of them? One of them is here. Wait, here. This is my kids' book. What if? What if you are and life is miraculous? The reason I only have 1 book in print is because I only print on 100% post-consumer recycled paper or some kind of ecological paper. I do not have people chop down trees for me to print a book. And it isn't because, oh, I'm so rich, I can afford it. No, it's because I'm so committed to living ecologically. That's why, okay? That's why. So, okay, which one did I open to? What if you are gorgeous, gregarious, grand, gallivanting, gallant, glamorous, genuine, gutsy, gate galloping, great, gastronomical, and glorious? Now, my wonderful designer designed this. Yvette Wasserman is the graphic designer for this book. The art is mine. She designed the letters and the design around the pictures. She's amazing. I have a few more of the books left in print. Otherwise, you can get it online. And you can get free samplers of all my books. What If? The first book is The Mother's Manual, TMM. And the second is either What If or the vegan book, Vim, Vigor, Vitality, Vegan. And yes, there are recipes in that. And the first half of the book is about health and wellness. And then the fourth book, Raising Race Consciousness, Healing Racism, Sexism, and Other Isms. And you get that book free when you register for my ism course. What do I call that? I have 3 courses. The first is the Morph course, Morph into the Magic of Self-Love. The second one is Sexuality, Sensuality, and Spirituality. And the third one is Ism Freedom. Be free of the causes and effects of racism, sexism, and other isms. And in that one, you get the Raising Race Consciousness book with the course. So that's all on the website. Or you can reach me, email me, Audrye Now, AudryeNow @gmail. Or I'm not going to give my phone number out. Go on the website. It's there. Do your own homework. Take some steps. And so other ways to live long. What is your vision for the future? What future do you choose to have? What are you doing to live it now? Live the life you choose to live. Is it always the one that's going to be the easiest? No, it's not. There will usually be challenge because you're going to have to grow and evolve. There will be things for you to learn. There are things for me to learn almost all the time. And do you think I always, every moment, go, oh, good, a new thing to learn? No, now and then I'm like, oh, another thing. And then it's like, okay, I recenter, take a moment, walk by the beach, get quiet, and then pick it up the next day or that day and get about whatever it might be. And when you're really living your dream, it impacts every aspect of who you are. You get energy, you get blessings, you get synchronicity. I know from what I was shown when I was a child the kind of effect I was born to make. One of the reasons I know I'm going to be here a long time is I have not yet made that full effect. And do I intend to? I do. Without pushing and I used to do that. No, 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 no. Do it in a more flowing way, the female way. And that is the most amazing energy. Healthy female, healthy male, amazing. Are most people on this earth healthy female or healthy male? I'm sorry, they're not. They're not. So you do your part to help you get that. Okay, so what else did I say? I wrote this, and now I have to see what I wrote. Okay, so the vision for the future. Oh, yeah, the expectancy or possibilities. There are so many possibilities. There is so much that can be done. And every time, almost every day, there's a new discovery, a new this, a new that, a new something that could make life better. Are there things that could make life worse? Yes, there are. Choose where you focus. Is everybody agreeing to evolve? No. There are people who are choosing to stay stuck in the old, which never worked. This never worked. The old belief system of power over. I'm going to hover over you. No, that doesn't work. It does not work. Even if it seems that some people may have a pot of money, if they're doing things that harm others, whether karma, do I think there's such a thing as karma? I do feel that we have to learn. We choose to. We're born to do that. We're a piece of creation. And part of what we're here is to be the light that we are. And whatever else may flow from that. Do I know what it all is? No, it's a journey of discovery and exploration, and I'm in it also. I'm only going to be 83 years on the earth, not 5,000. So I've only had in this incarnation 82 years and change because my birthday is July and this is May. So, whatever may be going on, if you're feeling despair, if first of all, make sure you're not eating sugar, make sure you're not living on what I call garbage food. And if you tell me, well, that's all the money you have, no, it isn't. No, it is not. That is an excuse. When I was raising my daughter, who's now a grown woman with kids and doing really well, but when she was a kid, she's living with a mom who's an organic vegetarian. And there were times we didn't have like fancy, 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 but it was all organic. I was not yet raw vegan. It was all delicious. And we got all the protein and other nutrients we needed. So can you do it? You can. Does that mean you will be in your kitchen or somebody else you know? Yes. In my personal opinion, it's better to have homemade food than stuff you buy at the store, which you don't know how long it's sitting there. Is it in plastic? And then you get all that junk in your system, which goes into your brain, which goes into your sex organs. Not a good thing. Bad thing. And I don't want to just simplistic good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. But it isn't an enhancement to your life. Are there people that have lived 104 years and that have had this stuff? Yes, there are. So everybody's different. Everybody's different. It isn't what I recommend, but do it. Do your own thing. I can't tell you. Well, I can, but follow your own guidance. Follow your own star. This is what I have found works. Do what you find works. Have gratitude. Do prayer. Give thank yous. Be kind, compassionate, caring. That'll help open your heart. That'll attract to you the abundance of good stuff that you may desire. If you think you're a nothing, you'll make yourself into a nothing. You're not a nothing. There was a time I thought I was a nothing. I was less than, in my opinion. No, nobody is. Even if they've been acculturated to believe that. That is false, that is fake, that is incorrect, it's a lie. So if you really choose to live well, take care of your physical, emotional, mental, psychological, spiritual, energetic, creative aspects. If I left something out, tuck it back in and look at that and take care of that. Piece by piece by piece by piece. And growing older, some people, oh, I don't want, oh my, well, no, it could be wonderful. It can. It can be energizing. It can be amazing. And so find what is your paradise. For me, once it was New York. Oh my God, it was so New York. And so I lived in New York. I moved to the city when I was a young adult and lived there for many years and adored it. And is New York a trial and a test? Oh, yeah. Big time. Am I glad I did it? Oh, my heavens, yes. Oh, my gosh, yes. Am I glad I am where I am now? Yes. Do I sometimes get a little bored? I do. But then I sit back and I just allow. And I don't remember if it was Dr. Maya Angelou who said, when you know better, you do better. You do the best with what you've got while you're where you are and allow yourself to flourish. So I'm willing to take questions on this. So you'd have to email me or even call me. And yes, you can call me with me in Costa Rica. I have a U.S. SIM card on my phone, so all the phones in the United States are local calls if you call me. And I don't want to give, they know I'm not to give my number out. It is on my website. Go look. Audrye Now, AudryeNow.com. Now, I saw this term. I cracked up laughing. I don't remember if it was on a podcast because I don't watch TV and I'm in Costa Rica. It would all be in Spanish and I know. So, but I do watch podcasts. And have you heard of a fart walk? I cracked up. What is a fart walk? A fart walk is a walk you take a little after you've eaten, maybe 15 minutes, so that the food can start digesting and coming down your body. And then as the gas chooses to leave your body, as you're walking, it gives the correct energy for that to happen. So you can cleanse on yet another level, plus have some moderate exercise after you have eaten, which will help you and your food digest. So I had not heard of that before, but now I will do one of those today after I eat. So if you do a fart walk, let me know how you feel. I'm going to discuss a few things also about fear. Let me see how much time we have. We have 15 minutes. No, we'll do fear in another time because I don't want to just shrunk it up. So let's do some cards. I haven't done medicine cards in a while. And because I'm not allowed to discuss politics, I'm not going to tune in on any of that for the moment. Am I tempted? Yeah, yeah. But no, they said don't do it, so I'm not. All right, so these are medicine cards. All right, I'm going to ask to pick the one that is good for all of us, the collective. That's all of us. It's not just you, it's not just me. What do we need to know? What gives us the most information here? Owl. Owl. So I shall look up owl because I do not have these cards memorized. And then we're going to look at some of the soul cards from deck 1 and deck 2, provided we have time. So owl. Owl is 21, which is also a 3, so to me it's also about communication. Owl is a wise bird. It can also be quite fierce. Owl. Medicine cards. This one is by Jamie Sams and David Carson. Okay, owl. Owl, magic, omens, time and space. Does the truth emerge? Casting out deception, silent flight, sacred medicine bird. Is there deception in the world that needs to be uncovered and cast out? Yes. Look at any deception in your life. To yourself first, your own self to yourself. I did a show where we were talking about lying to yourself. Does not work. Deception, 21 owl deception. Can I read it without this? Oh no. Ugh. Okay. Owl medicine is symbolically associated with owl medicine is symbolically associated with clairvoyance, astral projection, and magic, both black and white. That means to them that's usually positive or negative. Owl is called night eagle on several medicine wheels, used by, I don't like the term American Indian. I do not. These first people were here before the white settlers arrived. They are not Americans as such. They're pre-American. They were subsumed by the Americans. I'm not going to go through the whole history of it. I still feel that the full rights and acknowledgement has not been given to what my friends of that culture call themselves First Peoples. Okay, so traditionally, owl sits in the east, the place of illumination. Since time immemorial, humanity has been afraid of the night, the dark, and the unseen, waiting fearfully for the first crack of morning light. Conversely, night is owl's friend. Owl hunts its prey at night. Not only can owl see in the dark, it can also accurately pinpoint and identify any sound. This gives it a great advantage when seeking food. Owls are the night hunters. Some native peoples are fearful of owl and call its feathers deceiver feathers. I don't know if I have not verified these things. An owl feather is silent. You cannot hear owl when it flies, but its prey definitely knows when it strikes, for its beak and talons are razor sharp. Owl is oftentimes the medicine of sorcerers and witches. Witch is often a woman of wisdom, although it can go positive or negative. Anything can be used that way. If owl is your medicine, and right now it is, you will be drawn to magical practices and perhaps explore the dark arts. Watch out for that. You should resist any temptation to practice what's called black magic. Don't. Or any art that takes energy away from another person or being. That is, avoid that. Avoid that. If you have owl medicine, these night birds will have a tendency to collect around you, seen in the daytime, even in the daytime, because they recognize a kinship with you. Well, I pulled it into all of us, that includes me. Is it any wonder that in many cultures, owl is a symbol for wisdom? This is because owl can see that which others cannot, which is the essence of true wisdom. Where others are deceived, owl sees and knows what is there. Athena, the Greek goddess of wisdom, had a companion owl on her shoulder, which revealed unseen truths to her. Owl has the ability to light up Athena's blind side, enabling her to speak the whole truth as opposed to only a half truth. If this is hard for me to see, if owl is your personal medicine, well, not necessarily your personal, this is the whole collective for now. If owl is your personal medicine, no one can deceive you about what they are desiring. No matter what they are doing, no one can deceive you about what they are doing, no matter how they try to disguise or hide it from you. You may be a little frightening to be around, since so many people have ulterior motives, and which you can see right through. If you are unaware of your medicine power, you may take your keen insights and abilities for granted. Don't do that. Honor them. Others never do. You may frighten them and reflect their blindness for you, and reflect at their blindness, for you cannot be fooled. Our medicine people know more about art? Yes. No, know more about an individual's inner life than that person knows about her or himself. And I spell self, capital S, little s, ELF, for soul, essence self, and ego personality self. If you have pulled the owl card, which I did, if you have pulled the owl card, you are being asked to use your powers of keen, silent observation to intuit some life situation. Use that now. Owl is befriending you and aiding you in seeing the total truth. Owl can bring the message in the night through dreams or meditation. Pay attention to the Pay attention to the signals and omens. The truth always brings further enlightenment. Owl. Let me see if we have time. Let me see. Not so much. So I'm going to do our gratitudes and appreciations. First, thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing to evolve and grow. This is the time for it. This is the energy. This is the space. This is the place. Allow yourself to absolutely evolve and blessing. Thank you for being here. Thank you that we're breathing. For myself personally, thank you to the universe, to you, to myself, to all of us that I am breathing. I am well. I shall be visiting my daughter and family. Yay. I have missed them. What else would you like? Thank you for the earth that's flourishing. Thank you for people that are waking up. Thank you for those that are awakened, and then we're waking up more and more and more and more. Blessings, blessings. May peace be with you. May you have appropriate abundance, whatever that means for you, for me, for all of us. May you have health and wellness. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye. Oh, Audrye Now, AudryeNow.com, AudryeNow@gmail.com. And if you're writing about the show, write podcast, moving forward. Meanwhile, blessings, blessings, blessings. Thank you.